There's a secret the billion-dollar men's health industry hopes you never discover. They earn huge profits by convincing you that tiredness, loss of libido, and lack of confidence after 60 are unavoidable and only treatable with pricey medications or injections. But what if I told you they're mistaken? What if the path to restoring your vitality isn't found at the pharmacy, but instead right in your grocery store's produce section? I'm Dr. Girag Mihai, and with over 20 years as a men's health expert, I'm here to reveal the truth. The answer to exhaustion and performance decline isn't found in synthetic medicine, but in 3 potent fruits, designed by nature itself. They're pure, delicious, energy that your body not only recognizes, but craves. Most men see decline as inevitable. But what science actually reveals is something else. A red fruit that boosts your arteries, a green one that supports your testosterone, and a yellow fruit that energizes your cells naturally. This isn't just guesswork, it's nutrition therapy, confirmed by tough research and backed by real stories of men who turned their lives around. Today, I'll show you how to use these 3 everyday fruits together to trigger a real transformation in your physical, mental, and intimate health. Stay tuned, because what you'll learn next could change your entire experience of aging, and if you watch until the end, I'll give you a bonus tip, a simple tweak that boosts all these fruits' effects together. Before we get started, if you appreciate the truth and want to remain strong, energetic, and confident, I encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell. That way, you'll always get honest content made for men just like you. If you enjoy this, comment 1. If not, comment 0 and share what you want to see. My goal is to help you. Now, let's explore the benefits of the first fruit. You might be amazed. The first fruit we'll talk about isn't a rare supplement, but a nutritional gem researched for its power to revive circulation, support prostate health, and restore firmness where it matters. I'm talking about the pomegranate, a true circulation booster. I clearly remember a patient, James, age 72, who visited my office and opened up. "Doctor, I'm not the man I once was." His energy, confidence, and closeness felt like memories. But James didn't realize that his challenge wasn't age. It was something modern science now understands well: circulation. The pomegranate is extraordinary because it's packed with polyphenols, especially a compound named punica lagone. These nutrients work as natural fuel for your blood vessels. First, they fight oxidative damage, guarding the fragile lining of your arteries. Second, and this is key, they help your nitric oxide levels go up. Nitric oxide is the body's main signaling chemical, needed to relax and open up blood vessels. With higher nitric oxide, blood flows more easily, especially to the places older men need it most. The speed of the improvement is impressive. In clinical research, men who drank pomegranate juice each day saw clear gains in erection quality and length in only 2 weeks. 2 weeks. No side effects. No prescriptions. Just your biology, activated by a fruit. James took my recommendation, 6 ounces of pure pomegranate juice each morning. Before long, he returned, changed. He stood straighter, smiled confidently, and joked that his wife looked at him in a new way. It wasn't luck, it was science. If you feel intimacy is fading, don't reach for medication. Choose pomegranates instead. And that's just the beginning, because next we'll look at the green fruit that boosts testosterone in a natural way. Our second fruit is what I call the quiet testosterone supporter, the avocado. I also remember the worry in the voice of Michael, a 68-year-old patient who came in and admitted, "Doctor, I just don't feel like myself anymore." He was an active retiree, doing most things right. But something important had changed. His drive, his essential energy, was missing. Not just in the bedroom, but in all areas of life. He felt slower, weaker, almost overlooked. What Michael and so many others don't understand is that this isn't just about age. It's about testosterone. And testosterone is more than just a lab result. It's a feeling. It's that energy in your chest when you wake up ready for the day. It's the assurance in your voice, the firmness in your handshake, and yes, the passion that gives intimacy and purpose. The trouble is, after 60, levels usually fall. But there's a natural way to boost your hormones, and it's not in a bottle or a patch. It's found in the avocado. This creamy green fruit is packed with monounsaturated fats, the essential building blocks your body uses to create testosterone. It's also a source of magnesium and zinc, two vital minerals for keeping male hormones balanced. And maybe most importantly, it's full of vitamin B6, which helps lower cortisol, a stress hormone that quietly weakens testosterone production over time. When Michael began eating just half an avocado daily, the difference was immediate. Within 1 week, his energy soared. He felt more present, more rooted, more alive. His mood improved, his sleep deepened, and that spark he thought was gone started to glow again. In a world offering quick fixes, the reality is your body isn't broken. It simply needs the correct fuel. The avocado gives you that, boosting testosterone and, as a bonus, supporting heart health, which is a vital part of the performance puzzle. Now, our journey brings us to the third fruit, one so common, its power is often missed. If pomegranate is the river that restores blood flow, and avocado is the forge shaping your hormones, then banana is the engine that energizes every cell in your body. This isn't only about stopping cramps, it's about the main fuel that powers your daily vitality. I still remember Thomas, a 73-year-old retired principal. He was a proud man, always busy, but came to my office with a complaint I hear often. "Doctor, I'm tired all the time, not just in my body, but also in my mind and spirit. I wake up already feeling empty." He wasn't talking about sadness, but real depletion. He had lost his drive. I asked a simple question. "When was the last time you felt truly energized after breakfast?" He looked confused. "I skip breakfast most days," he answered. And that was the clue. The body, especially after 60, doesn't just wake up on its own. It needs a spark, a fuel that connects with your heart, muscles, and brain. That's where the humble banana steps in. Many men think of it as plain, but I see it as fundamental. Bananas are loaded with potassium, an important mineral that does much more than stop cramps. It's a natural shield for arteries, helping control blood pressure and making sure the blood that pomegranate improved can move without trouble. Plus, bananas are rich in magnesium and vitamin B6, nutrients that quietly help blood vessels relax and keep arteries protected. But the real benefit is in their energy-boosting power. Bananas provide the fuel your cells use to make energy. When Thomas started his days with a banana, sometimes with a spoonful of peanut butter and a glass of water, he noticed a change in just days. He told me, "I don't just have more energy, I feel steadier. I'm not crashing mid-morning now." That's because bananas help balance blood sugar and contain tryptophan, which the body turns into serotonin, the happy hormone. This calms stress and improves mood. When energy flows steadily, everything in life becomes smoother. Walking, thinking, staying present, and yes, performing when it matters most. This is the solid base for everything. We've reached the most crucial part. If there's one lesson I've learned in over 30 years as a men's health expert, it's this. Aging doesn't defeat a man, but giving up does. Too many decent men accept exhaustion, fading desire, and shaken self-confidence as the final stop. But what I've witnessed, time and again, is that your body is always prepared to heal, always ready to respond when given proper support. We've explored the benefits of 3 foundational fruits. The pomegranate, which revitalizes circulation, opening the doors for performance. the avocado, the quiet powerhouse that fuels your testosterone and tackles stress. And the banana, the energy source that powers your body and mind. Together, they're not simply food, they're the base for your recovery. Now, as promised, I want to thank your dedication for watching this far with a clear plan and a bonus tip that takes it to the next level. Here's your action plan to begin tomorrow morning. I call it the Morning Vitality Trio. It's not a tricky recipe, but a strong principle. When you wake up, start your day with a 6-ounce glass of pure pomegranate juice. Along with it, eat half an avocado and a banana. Why all together? Synergy is the secret. The pomegranate prepares your arteries for the best blood flow. The avocado offers healthy fats that steady the banana's sugars, stopping energy crashes and giving you steady fuel. And the banana, in turn, gives potassium that works alongside the nitric oxide improved by the pomegranate. It's a perfect mix of nutrients that tells your body from the very first hour, we're rebuilding. This quick 5-minute ritual can have a greater impact than any pricey supplement because you're giving your body exactly what it needs in the way it uses it best. Try this for 1 week and notice the difference. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about claiming the vitality that is yours by nature. Choose foods that support your strength. Choose routines that renew your energy, because this isn't the last page of your story. It's the start of a new chapter, and you're the author of how it unfolds. If this message touched you, I ask one small favor. Share this video. Think of a father, a brother, a close friend, or a man you admire, who deserves to hear that vitality doesn't have an expiration date. And now, I'd like to hear from you. What's your biggest question or concern about men's health? Leave your suggestion in the comments below. I promise to read every comment so I can create videos that truly answer your needs. To never miss these upcoming conversations, hit subscribe and tap the bell. Together, we can reshape what it means to age with power. Thank you for your trust and for being part of this mission.